The world has been lied to about planet Earth. In fact, the world has been lied to about many things. This video is going to be talking about the uncharted areas, the places that the Luciferians don't tell us about that dwell on this planet. They lie about everything, especially when it comes to the shape of the Earth and the charts and, of course, the maps. I know a lot of people have seen this movie, The Village. And the reason why I'm talking about this movie, The Village, is because the concept of this movie literally told us that they are hiding things from us, especially when it comes to the uncharted areas that we don't know about. You see, in this movie, they made these people believe that they were living in a different time scale. They thought that they were living in the old times when they were actually living in the modern times. They convinced these people, and it was a group of people that did it to them. And they had no idea. You see, this is the kind of psychological warfare that you can play on the human mind if they're not aware of things. This is the reason why they're lying to us. They had these people believing that they were living in a totally different time scale than what they were actually in. Well, this is what they're doing with us in reality. And then they use fear to keep them confined to the area that they was in, so they can continue to believe this lie. And they use this demon right here that you see, which is actually a costume. And throughout the movie, they discovered that it was a person that was just wearing one of these costumes. They create monsters in reality, just like in The Village, to scare you away from these uncharted areas. The werewolf, it scares you away from the wilderness, the woods. It's a reason why they do this. Look at all the false reports. You can't deny it.
There are a lot of Bigfoot sightings in Texas. If you look at this map, you can see in this area, close to where this werewolf story happened, you can see there are a ton of Bigfoot sightings. Some even say that if you wanted to see a Bigfoot for yourself, that Texas would be your best bet. I would have thought Northern California, Oregon, or maybe Washington would be where the most Bigfoot sightings are reported, not Texas. Although, I believe they call it the skunk ape in this region, as it might not be the exact same creature as Northern California's Bigfoot. Similar, but there are some differences. Well, at least according to a few eyewitnesses. About a year ago in Texas, there was a photo that was taken outside of a zoo. And this photo is now one of the most popular cryptid photos of all time, as it looks like a werewolf. At 1:25 a.m. on May 21st of last year, the motion cameras outside of the zoo captured this image that shows a creepy looking creature walking close to the fence. And the security guards, well, they couldn't believe what they were looking at. And thankfully a couple days later, the city decided to post this photo to Twitter in hopes that someone could explain it. But today, this photo still remains a mystery. Although there are a ton of theories, such as maybe it's a raccoon walking on two legs. But if this was true, then this would have to be the world's biggest raccoon, as whatever this is about the same size of a human. Here's another famous picture that was captured by security footage in Brazil in 2015. And I have covered this before, but it is shocking at how many werewolf sightings there are in Brazil. There was also another mass sighting in Brazil that happened the same year, but I believe it was in a different city. Many people came forward and told the police that they saw a terrifying looking creature roaming the streets at night, and that this creature looked like a werewolf. And during this time, security cameras did catch an odd looking figure moving through a garden at night. But sadly, the security footage is such low quality, it's hard to make out what it actually is. Some say it's just a man acting crazy, while others believe that it's a werewolf they saw. Then we have this picture that was taken by a security guard in 1961 in Michigan. This security guard thought that there was an intruder, as something was making a heck of a lot of noise, so he ran to go get his gun. But instead of seeing a person, he saw this and decided to get his camera instead. And this creature is known as a Michigan Dogman. And I will cover this in more detail in the future, as there have been a lot of sightings of the Dogman throughout the years. Now, the most popular footage of a werewolf or a Dogman is known as the Gable footage. And for many, many years, people thought that this was real. But it turns out that it was just a clever hoax. But when I covered this in a previous video, I was surprised at how many people still think it's real.
But wait, there's more scare tactics that they use to keep you away from these uncharted areas that they don't want you to know about. Sharks. They constantly keep making all of these shark movies. They want you to believe if you go to the water, you will get attacked and eaten by a great white shark. You know, there's been many reports of people saying that they do not see great white sharks in the wild. There's been a lot of reports about that the shark has never been seen. And then let's talk about the megalodon. They keep trying to make you think that there's a giant leviathan in the water that's going to swallow you if you touch it. This is a scare tactic because they don't want nobody finding out about those uncharted areas.
Wrap your minds around this, ladies and gentlemen. Can't you see how they use all of these scare tactics to keep you away from these areas? Why is it that nobody can go to the Antarctica? Is it because they don't want people to discover the firmament that was talked about in the scriptures in Genesis? Is it because they don't want us to know about these cities and these communities that these Luciferians have, these academies, all of these uncharted areas that are fruitful and resourceful? They don't want us to know about any of these things because these people are greedy. They want to keep everything to themselves.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Even in the movie The Truman Show, they showed you the concept. They showed you the same concept, that you live in a world with another world that exists outside of it. And that's what Truman was discovering. He discovered the truth. He discovered that the reality that he thought he lived in was not actually reality at all. And we have to wake up to this truth. These uncharted areas, this is where these people live. These celebrities, these higher-ups, these cabals, they do not live amongst us. They live in these uncharted areas that people are not even aware of. You can search right now on YouTube about all the bear attacks that they talk about. All of these bear attacks of people fatally getting eaten and mauled by bears. You know, there's a way deeper concept to this. When it comes to the animals, we're supposed to have a connection with animals. We're supposed to know how to deal with animals on a spiritual level. They have taken that away. So what do? They demonize apex predators. They demonize animals to scare you away from the wilderness, from the woods.
All praises to the Most High.
Just take a look at this right here, man. Just look at all of these videos that they have, all of these shield videos, all of these agent videos that they have talking about the ice wall and talking about the Antarctica. Why do you think why the Antarctica is so exclusive? People have to really ask themselves that question. Why can't scientists go to the Antarctica and explore the Antarctica? Why can't entrepreneurial scientists go explore the Antarctica? Why was the last scientist that tried to go to Antarctica and explore different things? Why was he turned around? Why did they shoot at him and pull guns on him and force him to turn around? What are they trying to hide? We already know that they're lying about the Earth being a round spear ball. Should I say? We already know that they're lying about space and all these different things. But see, here's the question that people don't ask themselves. They don't think about these uncharted areas that are amongst this world. The maps are lies. If you dwell off the maps that you see, if you dwell off the spear Earth, you are going to be completely confused. You're not even going to be able to see this. The Earth is bigger than what we think it is. That's the thing about it. This Earth, it's larger than what we believe it is. And these higher ups, these Luciferians, these cabals, they don't live amongst us. This is why they created these cities for us to live in, not for them to live in. Of course, they come to the cities to do what they have to do, you know. But the thing is, though, they don't live and dwell there. These celebrities don't grow up in Philadelphia and Chicago and places like that. No, these celebrities grow up in academies where they're raised up to be deceivers. That Hogwarts scenario in Harry Potter is real. I'm telling you. These people do not live amongst us. They live in these uncharted areas that they're not telling you about, that people are completely unaware of. This is why they lie about the maps. This is why they lie about the shape of the Earth and the concept of the Earth, which is actually a dimension and not a planet. This is why they lie to us about the Most High God. This is the crafty counsel that the Most High spoke about in the scriptures. And they give you all of these scare tactics. Don't go to the woods. The bears might attack you and kill you. The wolves might attack you and kill you. Don't explore nothing. Just follow our trails where you can hike and just go to our national parks. This is all redlining. Do you realize that national parks and these hiking trails are basically just redlining? Guidelines that you can't cross. The same thing when you travel to different countries and you go to different places like the Bahamas and things like that, and where do you go to? You go to a resort. It's redlining. That's what it is. They're redlining you. Guidelines that they have set up for you because they don't want you or any of us to discover these uncharted areas. These areas that they live in that are fruitful, resourceful. I mean, these places are utopias, paradises. They have underground facilities and all of these things. Some of their underground facilities are located in the Cheyenne Mountains. They've been discovered, entryways in Colorado. These people live underground. Even in the scriptures, it tells you that they live underground. So we have to be aware of these things. And the reason why I'm exposing this is because I'm trying to open your mind to different things. These things are real. We have to wake up. These uncharted areas are out here and they're using all these different scare tactics with cryptics and monsters and other things like that to keep you away from this truth. They don't want you to discover anything of truth. because it takes away their way of life.